Sloppy and eventually snowy. That will be the trend for most of us tonight into tomorrow, as other parts of the state get hit hard tonight. Also, a fight turns deadly, and police are hoping someone helps them unravel what led up to it in Beloit. Plus, allowing 6 weeks to stand. The Supreme Court leaves Texas's strict abortion law in place, but gives opponents one option to try to fight it. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. There is a fine line when it comes to snow versus rain in Wisconsin. Mainly rainy in the Madison area tonight, but not far from us, not far north, there will be a good dumping of snow. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Gary Canalti is on the weather patio. Gary?
Well, here in the backyard, like you mentioned, Susan, it's rain. It's light rain, but it's a cold rain at that. To the north, precipitation mainly in the form of snow, and you can kind of see where that dividing line is, not all that far north of Madison. To the south, we've even had some thunderstorms move near the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. We can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm at some point this evening. Now, there's a little bit of lull in the precipitation over southwestern Wisconsin, but north and northwest of Dane County, northwest of the Wisconsin River, precipitation primarily in the form of some light snow, and you can see visibilities there generally down to less than 2 miles. In fact, quarter-mile visibility being reported right now in Camp Douglas with some heavier bands of snow moving through them. But everybody else just seeing rain and a little bit of light fog. Temperatures tell a story. Madison's 35, Lone Rock 34, but you get just to the north. It's 31 in the Dells, 30 in Camp Douglas. That's the most likely area that will see the heavier snow accumulations because precipitation primarily will be in the form of snow there. Madison and areas to the west may see our accumulating snow late tonight into early tomorrow morning as a quick burst of snow moves through, but areas south and east of Madison probably will see just little in the way of accumulation. There also could be some ice accumulation as well from freezing rain and sleet, especially west of Madison. So winter weather advisories are in effect north of Dane County through noon tomorrow, and winter storm warnings farther to the north into central Wisconsin. Look for rain and maybe a few thunderstorms in the Madison area this evening to change the snow by morning. While north of Madison, it'll be mainly snow overnight into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow will be a windy and colder day with the snow tapering to flurries and ending and then clearing out in the afternoon with a high of 34. Later on, I'll take a look at a quick warm-up and record high temperatures possible by the middle of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. Gun violence continues to spike in the Beloit area this year. This time, 5 people are hurt and 1 person is dead after a fight that got out of hand. Our Naomi Coles is here to explain. Naomi?
This happened in the town of Beloit, but also in the nearby city itself. There's been double the number of homicides this year from last. The Beloit Daily News reported overall gun violence in 2020 increased by 157% from 2019. Now today, the story continues in the greater Beloit area. After a fight Thursday evening, 1 dead and 5 hurt in Beloit. It all started in a garage.
This began as a gathering in the 1900 block of Porter Avenue with all of them voluntarily coming for this gathering. And then there was a dispute or a conflict that occurred during that, which erupted in gunfire.
New Zion Baptist Church opened for anyone last night who needed information or who would talk, but no one showed up. So today, police are trying to piece together the scene.
There are numerous shell casings and other pieces of evidence that would have been located and are being processed, and several weapons are currently in evidence.
Police will stay there gathering evidence for at least another day or two. It could take even longer to understand what happened.
This is obviously a very complex and extensive investigation that is going to take several days, if not weeks, to complete. We do have one of the people in custody for other charges not related to this incident.
But charges for others aren't coming yet. Meanwhile, we tried ourselves talking to a number of people about what happened. And today, no one's willing to say much. And police say there's a lot they don't know or won't say themselves.
We don't have a lot that we can let go right now.
If you know what happened or know anything about why it happened, police are asking you to reach out to the Rock County Sheriff's Department.
Naomi, thank you. Following the FDA's approval, Wisconsin's Department of Health is now recommending 16 and 17-year-olds get the COVID booster. Right now, only Pfizer's booster is approved for that age group. DHS says several cases of the Omicron variant have been identified in Wisconsin, and everyone 18 and older should get vaccinated or boosted to provide some protection. Meanwhile, a UW-Madison health professor says even though we don't know much about the Omicron COVID variant, it is still important to get vaccinated.
Compared to unvaccinated people, being vaccinated greatly reduces your risk for experiencing severe illness or worse. With new variants, being up to date on boosters is more important than ever.
Dr. Sethi also says it's important to stay up to date on the latest guidance by local and state health agencies and be patient with scientists as they study the Omicron strain. The number of COVID-19 hospitalizations and new cases is rising across the U.S., straining healthcare systems and raising concerns that a harsh winter may be ahead. Chris Wynn has the latest.
With the number of new COVID-19 cases surging in parts of the country, hospitals are busy bracing for a difficult winter.
We're seeing more people die at a rate that we've never seen die before.
In Michigan, hospitalizations are up nearly 90% just in the past month alone, according to the Michigan Health and Hospital Association. Healthcare workers pushed to the point of exhaustion.
I've gone home a few days and had days where I just cry. And as a mom, it's really hard because my kids then are challenged to see that.
Nationally, the average number of new daily cases is up more than 50% in the past month, with Delta the dominant strain. The country averaging more than 117,000 new cases each day, according to data from Johns Hopkins University.
In about a week, we're going to pass a grim milestone of 800,000 deaths in the United States.
Health experts pleading with the public to get vaccinated and boosted.
After the winter, you're either going to be vaccinated, recovering from COVID, or dead.
16 and 17-year-olds are now eligible for a Pfizer booster shot after the FDA authorized its use on Thursday and the CDC followed by updating its recommendations. Despite the vaccine's proven efficacy, some people are still reluctant.
I didn't want to be vaccinated.
You did not want to be vaccinated?
No.
You think you'll get vaccinated after this?
No.
Why?
I should be okay now.
You think?
Yeah.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
The National Institutes of Health announced that a clinical trial is being planned for a potential nasal spray COVID vaccine targeted for babies and young children. An early morning fire caused $350,000 in damages for one Sun Prairie home. Crews got the call about a fire in the 200 block of Kelvington Drive around 6:30. When they arrived, people inside were trying to put out the fire with a bucket. The 3 residents did make it out of the house safely. 2 cats went missing during the fire, but they have been found. The cause of the fire is still unclear. New tonight at 5, police are investigating after a school bus and a city transit bus collided in Milwaukee. The crash caused the school bus to hit the side of the city's public library. The Milwaukee County Transit System says the MCTS bus driver and 5 passengers were taken to the hospital to be checked out. It's unclear what caused the crash and if anyone else was injured. A Madison school board member is getting her wish, at least in part. Monday night, the board will take up the matter of not forcing teachers to use personal time off if they get sick with COVID. Nikki Vandermeulen has been asking for the board to fix this issue since October, but has not been able to get it on the agenda until now. The district used federal money to cover quarantine time for teachers through September of 2020, and then it continued to cover that time off until this September.
Right now, what we are doing is basically saying, well, if you don't have time off, that's not our problem. It is our problem. This is a pandemic. It affects every single individual.
A Madison School District spokesperson tells us this is an issue that many districts across Wisconsin and the country are facing. The board will talk about Vandermeulen's request at 5:30 Monday night before its regular board meeting. Experts say K-12 schools are now the leading target for ransomware attacks. But before October, the last ransomware attack in a Wisconsin school district happened in early 2020. Our I-team is breaking down why these attacks could be more common than we think. Ransomware attacks can leave schools without access to online programs for long periods of time, shutting down learning for days at a time and compromising private information. In Wisconsin, one policy can allow these attacks to happen in schools without the public, including students and families, from ever finding out.
So we do not collect that data. There is no requirement that that data be collected, and we do not.
They're very successful because they lock all of your systems down and sometimes will steal data.
Coming up tonight at 6, investigative reporter Nicole Herzog explains the policies behind ransomware attacks, and she'll have tips for avoiding them. The trial of former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter continued today. Potter is facing manslaughter charges for the death of Dante Wright after shooting him with what she thought was her taser. Michael Johnson took the stand this morning. He was Potter's supervisor at the time of the incident. Johnson explained what happened after the shooting.
Due to her mental state of not knowing what she might do, I knew that her firearm was a piece of evidence at that time, so I removed her firearm and put it in my holster and put my gun in her holster, just so that evidence was preserved.
Potter is expected to testify in her own defense next week. Political divisions were set aside today for the funeral in Washington, D.C., honoring Bob Dole, who died on Sunday. Family members, current and former politicians, and national leaders went to and participated in Dole's funeral this morning. The Kansas Republican served for 27 years as a U.S. Senator. He was also a 3-time presidential candidate, running unsuccessfully against Bill Clinton in 1996. Dole announced in February he was being treated for advanced lung cancer. His legacy of public service includes 2 stints as Senate Majority Leader.
I found Bob to be a man of principle, pragmatism, and enormous integrity. He came into the arena with certain guiding principles, to begin with devotion to country, to fair play, to decency, to dignity, to honor, to literally attempting to find the common good.
Dole was severely wounded during World War II and lost the use of his right hand. After leaving public office, Dole played an integral role in the creation of the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. Bob Dole was 98 years old. Still to come tonight at 5, the Supreme Court rules in favor of what some are calling the most restrictive and controversial abortion law in the U.S. And later, we wrap up our Call for Action week with the story of how a local family got the help they needed. Leah Linscheid will have those details at 6. U.S. stocks finished the week on a high note. The Dow gained 216 points, the NASDAQ 113, the S&P gained 44 for a record high. We'll be right back.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, take 40% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
Introducing Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. New luxury apartments for seniors 55 plus. Professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
$5 for the best kind of wings, paired with the best kind of celery sticks. Crinkle fries. Arby's, we have the meat.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. When it comes to saving money, the Marshalls are masterful. But back in the day, that was not the case. Today, savings is what drives them. That's why they chose Consumer Cellular.
You live and learn.
They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. Plus, AARP members get exclusive discounts. Switch today and get $100.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule an eye exam before your vision benefits or FSA funds expire.
The first winter storm of the season will bring a variety of weather with it. I'll tell you what we can expect through tomorrow.
And ahead at 6, ransomware attacks on area schools. We investigate why districts don't have to report these cyber attacks and how often they happen. That's at 6.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team advocates for you, asking the right questions.
You hope to make that right.
And getting results.
They sent a water heater the next day after you made the call.
Call for Action, only on News 3 Now.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A mixed ruling today from the U.S. Supreme Court on a controversial Texas abortion law. Justices voted to keep the law in place with an 8-to-1 vote. The law bans abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy without exception for rape or incest. The ruling also allows abortion clinics to challenge the law in federal court, but limits who can be sued. With the holidays closing in, UW health officials are offering safety reminders when it comes to toys. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says U.S. emergency rooms treated 200,000 toy-related injuries last year. It's important to watch out for small pieces since they can be choking hazards in young children. UW health officials say the most important thing parents and guardians can do is make sure that toys are age appropriate.
And then just making sure that the toy is age appropriate. There are usually generally markings on the toys that say what age range this is for. But again, keeping in mind that toys, do break, they come apart, batteries do fall out. So making sure that we're keeping a watchful eye on our children as they're playing with their toys.
It's also very important to ensure privacy protections are in place for older children who receive internet-connected devices. Well, let's get to weather now. A little bit of everything is in Gary's certified most accurate forecast. Hi, Gary.
Yeah, 3 things you need to know in the forecast. We've got snow in the forecast. I think most people will see at least a minor accumulation through tomorrow morning. Now, the heavier accumulations will be well north of Madison, where temperatures will be cold enough for most of the precipitation to fall in the form of snow. But everybody else will probably see a quick changeover from rain to maybe a little period of freezing rain and sleet, and then to light snow by tomorrow morning before that all blows on through. It'll also be windy tomorrow. We could see some wind gusts over 40 miles per hour at times, and there are wind advisories to our south across northern Illinois. And then we're still expecting a rapid warm-up for next week. We now have a high temperature forecast of 60 degrees by Wednesday. That would break the record high temperature by 8 degrees. That is almost unheard of. But as we take a look at DOPPLERTRACK, it's certainly cold enough for snow tonight. North of Dane County, you can see that transition between rain and then maybe some light freezing rain or sleet, and then mainly snow once you get north of the Dells. Farther to the south, we've even had a few thunderstorms that have been near the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. We can't rule out a thunderstorm at some point this evening. In fact, Yes, that is a tornado watch not far to our south across parts of northern Illinois. In fact, the Severe Weather Outlook from the Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms almost up to the Illinois state line. Farther to the south, a moderate and enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms. There's a couple of tornado watches now. Again, one farther north into parts of Illinois and even southeastern Iowa, and one farther to the south into parts of Tennessee and Kentucky. But in our part of the Midwest, it's a mixture of rain and snow across southern Wisconsin. We're right on that dividing line as the storm, which you can kind of see the circulation here in the wind arrows, tracks just to the north and east. So this takes us through early tomorrow morning, and notice the change over to snow by that point. So again, I'm expecting everybody to get at least a little bit of light snow, maybe minor accumulations south and east of Madison, but everybody else about an inch or two. And look what happens by Saturday evening. Skies clear out, and by Sunday, those winds pick up out of the south, and those temperatures jump right back up into the lower to middle 40s. And by Monday, we'll be in the middle 40s and see even warmer temperatures after that. Snowfall amounts, again, the heaviest probably to the north into central Wisconsin, maybe some 6 to 9 or more inch amounts there. Possibility for a little bit of freezing rain there as well. Winter storm warnings in effect for much of central and parts of northern Wisconsin into upper Michigan. Winter weather advisories just north of Dane County. So closer to home, the advisories are north of Dane County, north of the Wisconsin River through noon tomorrow. Winter storm warnings up into the La Crosse area. Tonight, rain, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms, mixing with a little bit of sleet or freezing rain and changing to snow by morning with a low of 30. And then tomorrow, windy and colder, some snow in the morning, changing to flurries and then ending, and then skies clearing out in the afternoon with a high temperature of 34. On FUTURETRACK, again, that rain-snow line, where it is now, maybe lifts northward a little bit, and then overnight, it comes back southward. Precipitation changes to snow, and it moves out of here by Saturday, late Saturday morning. Snowfall amounts, 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches northern Dane County to maybe as much as 6 inches or more northern Juneau and Adams counties, and a little bit of light ice accumulation to the west of Madison. Then there's that big rapid warm-up, up to 60 degrees by Wednesday, and just as quickly the temperatures start crashing on Thursday. We're back down to normal temperatures by the end of the week and into the weekend. Maybe some light snow from Sunday into Monday of the following week. As we check out first warn traffic, it's a Friday, it's raining, traffic is moving slowly. This is the belt line at Fish Hatchery Road. You can see on the eastbound direction, traffic moving pretty slowly, but we've also had some delays on the westbound belt line, as well as I-3990 heading northward from the Beltline interchange and US 12 heading up toward Middleton. As far as travel times are concerned, right now, eastbound Beltline and both east and westbound Beltlines, a little more than 20 minutes in either direction between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading from Madison southward to Janesville on I-3990 will take you 26 minutes. Middleton to Sauk City is a 17-minute trip, and downtown to Sun Prairie will take you 20 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. A new study shows long screen times are causing eye problems for kids and young teens. Coming up, how parents can help.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Star N Bank, we think having choices is important, so you can choose the products that are right for your life. What are you waiting for? Explore the possibilities today at starnbank.com.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pills and inferior technology that hurts and just masks your ED. Fix it for good. The best part, our ED treatment is non-invasive, painless, and you can get back to your natural functionability after just a few short in-office sessions. Call us today and mention this ad, and your initial consultation is free. We are Madison's trusted specialist and only national erectile dysfunction provider. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It just gives you such a boost of confidence.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And when we first released Plexiderm, our mission was to help people reduce the appearance of their wrinkles and under eye bags in minutes with a simple serum. After 2 years of reading thousands of reviews, I realized Plexiderm changes people on the inside. It improves their lives dramatically.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera.
That was me a couple of years ago when I first tried Plexiderm. I think it just exuded this confidence. Really, there are no other options. Plexiderm is the only thing that works. It was life-changing. It was the best decision I ever made. Still using it.
The Plexiderm effect is more than shrinking under eye bags from view. It's more than getting rid of the appearance of crow's feet. It's more than saying goodbye to the look of those 11 lines between your eyes. The real effect of Plexiderm is self-confidence. It's celebrating this holiday season with friends and family, knowing that you look and feel your best. So join us in 2021 and take the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge and look in the mirror and say, wow, I feel great.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside.
Take the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge and see real results. Guaranteed. Try it for only $14.95 this holiday season at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Today's the day to go farther with a partner that provides you innovative solutions for your own personal financial future. Explore the possibilities today at starinbank.com.
Hot holiday gifts for children often include technology, but health officials say all that screen time is causing eye problems. Naomi Ruckham explains what parents can do to help.
All three of Ann Eng's boys are having issues with their eyesight.
They are looking like out of the corner of their eye, squinting, or when they go pick up something, they have to get really close to either the screen or the phone. It's always in their face.
Her oldest, Zayden, is at the eye doctor for an issue that's only gotten worse in school.
They write big, but to me it seems small because I can't see.
Zayden has myopia, or nearsightedness.
It's feeling like it's even harder, that it's gotten worse?
Yes.
It's a diagnosis optometrist Dr. James Delarusso is seeing more often, especially in children.
A lot more usage of device, not only for their academics, but also for leisure and social connection. And absolutely seeing an exponential increase in people's strength of their prescriptions.
One study from China of more than 120,000 children ages 6 to 8 found cases of nearsightedness increased up to 3 times during the pandemic.
Parents want the best for their kids. What can they do to slow this down?
Well, I think knowledge is power and early diagnosis is key.
Doctors say something as simple as spending a little more time outside can help slow the progression of nearsightedness. Dr. Delarusso recommends following the 20-20 rule.
After 20 minutes of screen time, they want to look at an object 20 feet away for about 20 seconds to let their eye sort of reset that accommodation and relax.
All tips Zayden and his mom hope will help him see better now and into the future. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
We'll get a final check on the forecast when we come back.
The holidays brought a great gift this year. It's my Rogan's receipt. Next time, with the receipt, my purchase will be half price. Maybe some new boots.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Are you okay?
Oh, it's just a cold. If you have high blood pressure, a cold is not just a cold. Unlike other cold medicines, Coracetin provides powerful cold relief without raising your blood pressure. Be there for life's best moments with Coracetin, now in sugar-free liquid.
Menards Enchanted Forest has been a Christmas tradition for over 60 years. We invite the whole family to come take a stroll and find everything you need to deck the halls. Find that perfect tree to display your ornaments, ribbons, garland, and tree toppers. Create a warm and cozy space with decorative accents and hanging decor. Find it all at Menards Enchanted Forest.
As you remodel, don't toss your cabinets and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Give your items a second life while proceeds build Habitat for Humanity homes. Donate today. Habitat Restore, Dane County.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists and has helped over 1 million people. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
The season for dress and casual boots is here, and Rogan's has your next pair. Savings with 20% off the best name brands. Get the latest trends today and save at Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
This is quite a forecast, Gary.
Yeah, it's messy out there. You can see the rain snow line just north of Dane County. I just checked. Camp Douglas reporting half-mile visibility and moderate snow. La Crosse reporting moderate snow. Mix of rain and snow at the Baraboo Dells Airport, and rain in Madison. Visibilities right now down to a half-mile in Camp Douglas and La Crosse, where the heavier snow is falling. Temperatures mid-30s here in Madison, just warm enough for rain. But just to the north, you can see how the temperatures drop off. There are winter weather advisories north of Dane County through noon tomorrow.
All right, Gary, thank you. The CBS Evening News is coming up next. Hope to see you back here for News 3 at 6.